Let's get this baby out. Alright, and there we go. Hello everyone, and welcome to a new video. So I finally took the time to sit down and do this video for you guys. I was kind of like trying to debate on it because of the fact that there is so much information that is out there pertaining to this topic, what we're going to talk about, and I want to try to explain it the best way possible from my end. But what I can tell you guys before I get started, that I just advise you to please do your research. Go on YouTube, go on the internet. If this interests you, do your research, okay? Because everyone is different. But I'm going to try to explain this because I think that this would be very beneficial for you guys in, everyday life. Those situations coming in, honey. So I'm going to talk about this to you today. So what are we going to be talking about? So in this video, we are going to be discussing all about skull candles, how to work them, what they're used for, how to prepare them, where to find them, certain herbs that you use for them, the specific time to use them, what kind of situations to use them for. Whatever the case may be, we're going to be talking about it in this video. Okay, so let's get started. First things first. Question. Virgo Sun Oracle, what is a skull candle? Well, let me tell you what a skull candle is. A skull candle is a candle that you can use to manipulate a person's mind. Okay, let me give you some examples. Example A: you're working on your job, you're dealing with a boss from hell, you're dealing with a co-worker from hell that's causing you dread on your job, and you wish that there was some kind of way that you could dominate and control that boss or that co-worker's mind to make it work in your favor. Example 2, you could be dealing with a stubborn family member, a sister, a brother, a mom, a dad. You need their help. They're just like, they ain't working with you. They gave you hard life or something that has happened with them and they're taking the shit out on you. That is where a skull candle comes in. Example C. Let's say you're in a relationship, in a romantic relationship with this person, and you feel like that this person is straying away from you, and you can feel that tug of disconnection, and you want to figure out a way to get that person's mind to work on you. That is when a skull candle comes in. So I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So a skull candle is used to dominate, to control your target. Now, from my experience, when I first heard about this spell, I was immediately intrigued. I would never thought in 1,000 years that you could manipulate your energy with your target to make them do what it is that you want them to do. Okay? I would never thought of that. And just by me, upon my research, the little information that I know about it so far, I'm like, wow. And guys, it does work, because I had used a skull in one situation where I wanted my former landlord to shut up, to stop running her mouth, to be quiet. When I tell you guys, it works wonders. I did it, and I did it in another color, not this, but in another color. And I will tell you guys that it worked wonders. Okay? Awesome. It's an awesome spell. And also I did it in, with another person pertaining to figure candle, but that will be in a future video. And depending on how you guys want to manipulate the situation with the skull candle, the sky is the limit. If you want to make them sweeter, you can, based on the oils and the herbs. If you want to give your enemy hell, you have oils and herbs for that as well. It just depends on your situation. Okay, next question. Virgo Sun Oracle, where can I find a skull candle? Well, the two popular ways on how you can find a skull candle, you can either find them online, or you can go to your local botanica to purchase them. Another way you can find a skull candle, most popular time of all, which is the Halloween season. We have Halloween decorations in all stores all around, and that is a great time where you can purchase them, as well as some other candles that I'm going to show you in a little bit what I collected from the holiday, the previous Halloween seasons, of course. Now, this skull candle, as you guys can see, this is what you call a bleeding skull candle, meaning that this skull is used. When this skull is used, it'll bleed. As you guys can see, you see the red eyes? That is where it will bleed. Like as the candle goes down, it will bleed out the red. And these are very popular to find during the Halloween season. I'm not sure if you type in bleeding skull, you may find this particular one. That's something that I have to add in this video to let you guys know. But I have gotten these during the Halloween time. There was one Halloween where I went into a Walmart and they had a total of 6 of them just there. And I ended up purchasing them all because I was like, at the time I was like lost. I wasn't sure about where to go. That was way before I even discovered that there was a local botanica nearby. So I'm like, okay, I saw these before in a demonstration from this well-known practitioner. I'm like, okay, I'm going to purchase these. And these are good if you really want to cause havoc to a person's mind, okay? If you want to terrorize them, if you want to give them agonizing headaches and make them suffer, and keep in mind, guys, this is only for people that gave you the ultimate hell. Don't be doing this shit to people. They ain't done nothing to you. This shit will go back on you, okay? I'm just keeping you guys warm. But if you want to really fuck someone up, you can really use a bleeding skull candle. Now, the cost of these are very reasonable. They're under $6 a piece. So 6 of them was roughly around like $30. I was like, okay, as long as I, have some in case I need them on hand, I don't care. And plus, if you don't want to get them during the Halloween season, you can wait till after when, the sale prices and they become on clearance. That's another great time to purchase them. Now, let me show you some candles real quick, you guys. I'm going to put this one aside. And I'm going to show you some candles that I have found just last year, actually, This is the first candle that I have here. We have a pink skull candle. Now, this pink skull candle is very different because it is a candle for the Day of the Dead. As you guys can see, there are engravings on the candle, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's in the color pink. Pink is used for love, pink or red. Pink is also used for if you want to do a head working on someone who is being bitchy. And you want to make them nice. You want to make them sweet. You want to make them caring. You want them to show generosity to yourself and other people. This is the perfect candle that you can use. And you can use it either way, regardless of the patterns. I think that this represents someone who is very loving, very sweet, very generous. It's very perfect for that occasion if you want to use this particular color. So this was one of them that I found. Now this one here, this one is a very nasty candle. Now I found this at a Target store, y'all. At a Target store during Halloween. Check out this nasty bad boy right here. Now this is a black skull candle. Now it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know what the color black is used for. Black is used to fuck someone up, okay? It is to remove negativity, to fuck someone up. And this candle is a very ugly, nasty candle. Now, in the future, if it's the Halloween season and you decide to get this candle because you see on this video, I'm going to tell you, if you were to purchase this, please, you guys, do not use it only if it's something really fucking bad that this person, and I mean really fucking bad, that you feel that they deserve the shit. Use this candle. Do not use it to fuck someone up that don't need that punishment. Again, that shit will come back on you, okay? This is a very nasty candle because you see that this is a candle. It has the engravings of snakes, like black snakes. With this candle here, you could envision, you can put this on a person and you can have them thinking they have snakes in their head, spiders in their head. Like it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's a very bad, nasty candle. I got it because it was badass, but I was like, I am not going to use this shit unless it's something really, 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 really bad that this person fucking deserves it, okay? I'm telling you guys, okay, if you see a candle that looks like this or something similar, you get it. Please only save it for that time. Please do not use it for anyone that don't really deserve it, okay? Because looking upon this candle is really, really nasty, okay? So this is a candle that I found from Target. And it's just a simple candle. It's not a bleeding skull. It says skull snake candle. So you know this is a nasty mother. I'm telling you guys, okay? Ooh. I don't know why I purchased it, but again, you guys, I thought that it was cool, and I'm just going to take it away. I'm going to take it away now, but I just want to share with you guys what type of other candles you can find during the Halloween season, or online, or even at a local botanica. But Halloween is where I found it. I am going to show you guys another example on how you can use a skull candle another way. So let's say that you don't have a skull candle on hand, okay? This is option B for you. Now, this is a skull that I have on my Santa Muerte altar. And this is another way that you can use this to manipulate a person's mind. Now, I understand that you can't burn, you can't burn this. You can't do anything like that of a sort. Okay. I understand that. But how you can do it is that what you can do, you can bless and power. Once you do, you cleanse it, okay? You take your Florida water, you cleanse it, and you cleanse all your candles. Be sure to cleanse everything before you start your working. You cleanse it. You do the appropriate steps of baptizing it, blowing life into it, put a petition underneath, you place it under the skull, okay? And once you've done that, or with the steps I'm getting ready to show you, how you work it, you can take a candle and you can put it on the top here, okay? Put it on the top here. You can engrave the person's name, full name, and date of birth. And also, if you don't have that, I'm going to show you another way in a moment. But if you do have the person's name, date of birth, whatever, if you want something good that you want this person to do, you take it upward. If you want to fuck them up, bring it downward, full name and date of birth, and what it is that you want. Put the candle above the skull like this. Tape it on the skull with a lighter. Put your energy into it, your intent into it as to what you want your target to do or what you want them to think, and you can do it that way. Now, these, you can find them anywhere, okay? You can find them in a thrift store. I go to thrift stores often, and each time that if I wanted a skull, I pick it up. Let me cut the camera off. I'm going to show you guys some more examples of some skulls. Hold on a second. Hold on. Now, here are two more examples on certain skulls that you can use. And again, I found these at the thrift store during the Halloween season. Now, the one on my left, this one is by far my favorite because it has this hole. You see how you can... you can put your petition in there. You can put your candle in there. You can bless and power and activate it as that particular person. And then once you're done, your spell has manifested, then you can just cleanse it and reuse it again. Same way with this particular skull here. You can actually use this. This is more efficient, as you can see. And if you guys want to write on the skull, I can write the person's name at the bottom 3 times. And around the skull itself, you can write whatever it is that you want this person to do. Okay? And then you can put a petition underneath, and then you can light a candle on top. And then you're good to go. And also, you guys, I want to show you one more candle that I had gotten just last year at a local Family Dollar. If you guys have that at your location, I'm planning on using it anyway. So, this is another bleeding skull in the color purple. Now, when it comes down to the color purple and you doing a head working, purple is an excellent color that you can use in this particular type of spell. Because with purple focuses with the mind. It's underneath like spirituality, transformation. Transformation, trying to change a person. It's good for deviation work. Say, for example, if you want to do a head skull or head working upon yourself, you're a tarot oracle reader, you want to put a spell on yourself to make your mind more stronger when you're doing your tarot oracle readings. And you use the appropriate herbs, oils, you have your petition underneath, and you ask the assistance of your deity, and then you go from there. But purple is very excellent if you want to do a head working, if you're trying to convince a situation. And there are other colors that are associated with the skull. We have blue for communication. It's used for communication. Blue is perfect if you are dealing with a court case and your target is either the judge or the lawyer. I'm just going to say the judge. And you have all that judge's information and you want to do a head working to have that judge work in your favor. Blue is the perfect color for that. It's so many ways that you can use a skull candle, but depending on the situation, you guys just go with that color and you'll be good. Now, there are some cases where you don't have that color on hand. Just simply do what it is that I'm doing. Use a bleeding skull candle. Everything is just based on your intent. So I know I told you guys that this is a bleeding skull and you can use it to fuck someone up, or you can use it to make a person cry. If you want them to cry for you, if you want them to have a broken heart over you after they done broke your heart, you can actually use this in that situation. But it's all about your intent. It's all about your intent, how you want this person to react, okay? So the next steps I'm going to show you is the petition process. So, I told you guys about the petition, right? So what you can do it two ways. You could have a petition underneath the skull candle, or you can write it on the skull. How you do that is that you tip the candle over and you see all this nice space to use. You write down your target's name, full name, date of birth 3 times. You can write it up front here if you like. You can write it all around, whatever you may prefer. Another way you can do it both ways. You can have your petition ready, and you can also of that target, have your petition ready under that target, or you can use the skull to put the target's information on there. Okay, that's one way that you can do it. Now, another way you can do it that is most potent, let me show you guys this. Let's just say let's just say you have a picture of your target. Now, with pictures, they are the most potent. Okay? That's one way that is potent, is that you have the picture of this person. The picture, the full name, and the date of birth. And what you'll do is that you'll turn that picture over, and you can write this person's name as many times as you like. If you want to fuck this person up, I would advise you can write it a total of 9 times. You can write it 3 times. You can write it 7 times. You can write whatever number that you may prefer. But if you want to fuck someone up, you can write it 4 times, or you can write it 9 times, okay? Once you're done with that, depending on the situation, if you want to fuck them up, you turn it on your left hand side, you write whatever it is that you want to write, whatever you want that person to think or what you want them to see, whatever the case may be. If you want to write it for good magic, you turn it right, and then whatever it is that you want good, you write it like so. If it's for bad magic, you fold it away from you like this, fold it away from you. If it's good magic, then you fold it towards you, okay? And then once you fold it, you just place the skull underneath like so. Now, there are situations where, let's say for example, Virgo Sun Oracle, all I have is a name. I don't have a picture because keep in mind, some people are smart. You go on social media, you can't find not one fucking picture. However, you have the person's name. You don't have their date of birth, but you have their person's name. You have their phone number. You have who they work for. And you have the image of that person in your mind, but you just don't have a picture. Now, this is where spirit powder comes in. Spirit powder. Now, I made a video about spirit powder and how you use it and how you interpret it in your spells. But this is another scenario. If you don't have a photo, if you don't have all the information that you need, let's say like the date of birth or a photo or even a tag lock of that person. Now, with tag locks are the most potent. Tag locks consist of blood, saliva, hair, earwax, urine, shit. I know we're not going to go there. A piece of clothing from that particular person, whatever they may touch. That is what you call a tag lock. And you can use that in your skull workings as well. Now, how you add a tag lock is the same way on how you add spirit powder. Let's just say I have a tag lock. I have hair from the target. You can carve out the candle, not too deep. You use a carver or you carefully carve it out. You put that tag lock inside, and then what you do is that you take your candle and you let the wax drip over until it's covered, and try to flatten the area nicely so your candle won't tilt, so it can sit flat whenever you're working the skull. Now with the spirit powder, you can do the same way. What I like to do with the spirit powder is that I like to take a skewer. This is what you use like for kebabs and such. And I penetrate holes in the center of the head. And that's where I take the spirit powder, like I open it, take a little bit of spirit powder, and then insert it into the head, okay? And that's after you baptize and you blow life into it. You want them to feel that pain, okay? That's when you add your spirit powder, the tag lock, all of that. Actually, with your tag lock, you add that before or after. It just depends on you. But either way, as long as you bless, empower, and activate it and say that this is the spirit and soul of this person, then you go from there. I recently discovered that I like to put the spirit powder into the eyes of the skull, because the eyes are really deep, if you can see my finger. So that's awesome. So you can take a little bit of spirit powder, you can sprinkle it over like within the eyes. I like to do that. So that is another way that you can do it. So we already discussed it. You can do it as a petition with full name, date of birth on the paper and on the skull. If you don't have all of the information or no tag log, you can do a spirit powder. Or if you have like the whole shebang, that's what will make this skull most potent. Now, before you add anything into the skull itself, you would need to baptize and blow life into the skull. Okay, so as you guys see in front of you, the skull is now in a bowl. You can use a bowl, you can use a plate, whatever you can. Just make sure it's big enough so it will catch the water and you won't make a mess of things. So I have it in a bowl here. So baptizing the skull. So what we do, like once the skull is cleansed, and then once you write the person's name down 3 times and around, okay, you are going to baptize the skull. So what you're going to do is that, let me try to zoom out a little bit so you can actually see. So what you're going to do is that you're going to take the skull, you're going to tilt the skull's head back, okay? And then you're going to bless, empower, and activate the skull by saying, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, I bless, empower, and activate this skull candle to represent the mind of your target's name and date of birth. Okay. And you're going to do that for a total of 3 times. Okay. If this is a case where if you just have the spirit powder, just say the target's name while visualizing that person, that target. Okay. It works the same way. So that's one way. Once you do that, in a total of 3 times, you're going to take your holy water. Now, this is holy water. This is holy water that I ordered from Etsy that I had for a long while. And I used it in my first skull working spell that I did. Now, if you're doing something like, let's say like white magic, or trying to convince somebody, you can use holy water in those cases. In other cases, if you are doing bad head working, these are the things that you can use. You can actually get some plant dirt, either plant dirt from a dead plant or dirt from a dead tree, or you could go into the cemetery. Now, FYI, anything contained to the cemetery, please do your research before doing it, okay? Do your research, okay? And be sure you're ready before you take that route. You can get dirt from the cemetery, okay? And do it that way. Just be sure to do your research upon that, okay? That's only if you want to do something bad to that person. But anything that's good, you use holy water. So what you do, you just bless, empower, and activate the holy water by saying, I bless, empower, and activate this holy water to baptize the mind of target's name, date of birth. And as you're doing that, then you baptize it. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, I baptize you, target's name, date of birth, mind, and soul of this person's name, date of birth, and you do that in a total of 3 times. So let's say, for example, that the skull is baptized. The next thing you're going to do is that you're going to blow life into it. How you blow life into the skull? Cigarettes. The tobacco is very powerful if you want to blow life into the skull. Another way that you guys can do it, for those of you that are non-smokers, you could just blow life to, like, you just take your mouth and then you blow it like so, like, let's say, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, I blow life into you. And then you do that for a total of 3 times. If you are going to use a cigarette, you will have to do it shotgun style, meaning that you take the cigarette, you flip it, put it into your mouth, and blow the smoke into the candle. And you do that a total of 3 times, okay? Alright, so once you are done with that, and the petition is already within the candle, that is when you add your herbs and your oils, your tag locks and your spirit powder. Okay, that's where you add it in. And be sure to bless, empower, and activate each of them. Tell the herbs, tell the oils what it is that you want them to do to this target. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys some things that I have on hand that you can use. Now, this is not all. Again, you guys just do your research. Okay, so I have here me show you the oils real quick. So this is domination oil. Domination oil, Bella's domination oil, and I got this from Etsy a few years ago. So this oil is used to dominate. So as you're working on the skull, you can actually use this, coats the skull, speaking your intentions. By saying the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, I bless, empower, and activate this domination oil to dominate the mind of that target's name and date of birth. This is also commanding oil, and you can use both of them. You want to dominate and command this person. This is some commanding oil that I had gotten from the local Botanica, and this is where you can use this to command a person. Okay, and you can do it the same way. Bless, empower, and activate this commanding oil to control the mind of target's name, date of birth. Okay, along with that, you can use herbs with. Now, the best herbs to use in this case are calamus root and licorice root. And as you guys can see, I have been using this. So licorice root and calamus root is very good to use when you're doing a skull candle spell. Okay, they're very potent in most situations. So they come in little bags like this, depending on the company. And what you can do is, without the oils, you can actually grind these two together in a mortar and pestle. And of course, speak your intentions upon both, saying that you want to use it to control and dominate that person's mind. And then you just sprinkle it around the skull as it's burning. Okay. I also recently just purchased, upon my research, I had purchased some angelica root and sassafras root. The only root that I am missing, it's called deer tongue, so I have to order that. But these are the roots that you can use if you want to. I want this person to react calm in particular situations, that you want them to feel at ease and calm, and you want them to agree with you about something. That is what you use angelica root, sassafras, and deer tongue for. Okay. Another way to make them sweeter is that you can actually have brown sugar. So this is brown sugar that I got at my local grocery store. Brown sugar is used to sweeten a person to work in your favor. There is also powder. So this is powder that I got from Miss G's Curious Goods. You know that if you guys been following me, I've been talking about her for quite some time, and she sells the most reasonable products, okay, especially with her powders. So she has the commanding, compelling, controlling powder candle dressing. So you can actually bless, empower, and activate the powder, and you can sprinkle it around the skull as well. Okay, what it is that you want it to do. So there are a lot of ways that you can use this skull. So again, guys, once you're done with everything, let's move this bowl aside. So once you're done with everything, the skull is blessed It's blessed. It's blown life into it. The petition is ready. You add all your herbs. Your herbs, your oils, your taglocks, everything that you need for the skull. Now, what you do is that you'll sit with the skull, okay? You'll sit with the skull and you'll keep talking to it. You're going to talk to it as if you are talking to that person, okay? It needs your energy in order for the spell to manifest, okay? Now, as you're talking to it, you can talk to it like this, like so. And once you're done with everything, this is the time as you're talking to it, you will charge. You will charge the skull, okay? So what you do, see, these are 3 taper candles. So white is universal. You can use white if you don't have that particular color at hand, and you could dress it with the appropriate herbs, oils. Or you use the color that you have on hand. Let's say if this was a purple skull, you use 3 purple candles. Okay, you do this 3 times. So 3, 6, 9. You need a total of 9 taper candles. What you're going to do is you're going to take one, and I'm going to see if this is can stand. Okay. Not this too close to the head, but you will put one here. And then you will put 2 like this here, okay? You're charging the skull. So once you light these candles, that is when you take time and you put all your intent in this skull, okay? Don't just say a little bit, get up and leave. It needs your energy in order for this spell to manifest, okay? So please take time with it. You speak your intentions. The skull doesn't get light up yet. You're just speaking your intentions. Once these 3 candles go down, you get another 3 set. You do the same thing. Once those go down, you get your 3rd set and you do the same thing. And then once all your intention is in, the skull itself is fully charged and it's ready to use. Now, during the time that you do this, the person should be awake, okay? The person should be awake. When you light these 3 candles, the person should be awake. Do not light this skull unless you know that the target is sleeping. The target has to be sleeping in order for the thoughts to get into their head, okay? This candle cannot be lit, okay? Cannot be lit while they're awake. They have to be sleeping, okay? Doesn't matter if it's the waning moon and the waxing moon. Now with the waning moon and waxing moon, here's the thing. If you're doing bad magic, okay, with this skull candle, please be sure to do it during the waning moon, okay? The waning moon, for anything that's bad. For good magic, like love, you can do that during the waxing moon if it's something to do that is love related, okay? If you're trying to bring a person to you. If you want them obsessed with you, waning moon. Whoa, what's going on? The waning moon, okay? I don't know why that's talking, all right? And lastly, if you want to dominate a person, that's also doing the waning moon as well. Okay. All right, you guys, I think I explained everything with what I can pertaining to this spell, and I know that is a lot, but I tell you guys that please do your research, okay? Research it, go on the internet, get a book, get certain books that's pertain to skull spells, go on YouTube. There's a lot of people that are very familiar with the spell itself. The more research you have, the more you're able to understand, and the more you'll be able to do things accordingly, okay? All right, you guys, so that concludes the overall video. Of course, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out, okay? And yeah, I'm gonna jump up off of here And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.